In the world of management, there are many times across our working lives where we have to hold different conversations. You may have to resolve a conflict situation, or you may have discovered that one of your team is consistently bad-mouthing you to other members of staff. Many people just let these conversations go, as they cannot be bothered with the hassle, or just choose not to hold this difficult conversation in the first place. Here are 4 steps on how to hold this difficult conversation. Firstly, the initial stages have to be inquisitive. When starting this conversation, you have to be curious and pretend that you know literally nothing, so you fully gather enough information and feeling from the other person. Taking the example of someone bad-mouthing you behind your back, ask something along the lines of, "I get the impression that I have made you unhappy at some point. Am I right in thinking this?" Look out for non-verbal cues in their responses. A lack of eye contact, for example, would suggest that they're holding something back. You must not interrupt when listening to responses, and the key to these conversations is not to take any of these responses personally. Secondly, you must be understanding. Once you have heard the information, you must show the other person that you are entirely understanding of their situation. To show that you fully understand their views, listen to everything they say and repeat it back to them, as well as trying to understand their feelings too. This doesn't necessarily mean that you have to agree with the person in question. If you say something along the lines of, "This sounds really important to you," it doesn't mean you're showing agreement. It just acknowledges their point of view and how important it is to them. The next step is to now express your opinion. After fully listening and taking in their account of the situation, it's now your turn to express your opinion. Many in this situation will just vomit their feelings and emotions to the other person, and it only makes the situation worse. You must help the other person see it from your perspective and point out anything they may have missed. For example, a member of your team may not think you've been particularly helpful on a recent project, and you may express your opinion like this. "From what you've just said, I can see why you think I may not have been a great help on this project. However, when I pointed out flaws at the current part of the project, I was only thinking about its long-term success. I may have sounded critical, but I was only thinking ahead. Let's talk about how to address these issues going forward." This then leads us on to the final step, which is problem solving. The object of the conversation is for it to have an amicable resolution. From the previous discussions that you have held, it is essential that you highlight any common ground that you share and build the resolution around this. The conversation may be you relieving someone of their duties. Make sure you end the conversation by agreeing why they have been let go and talk through next steps and end it amicably. So, when holding your next difficult conversation, consider the following. Firstly, you must be inquisitive and curious. Try and uncover all of their feelings. Secondly, you must be understanding and show the other person you understand their views. You must also express your opinion and allow the other person to see your view and perspective. And finally, you must problem solve at the end, coming up with an amicable solution.